Would you call the roll, please?
Dave Burris.
Here.
Randy Graham.
Here.
J.R. Huddleston.
Here.
Deborah Johnston.
Here.
Bill Lukens.
Here.
Craig Romey.
Present.
Gary Telkamp.
Here.
Linda Varvel. Here. Thank you.
Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's play ball. You gonna be okay, Craig?
Huh?
You gonna be okay?
I think I will.
All right.
Can you hear us out there? Are our mics on?
Well, that's good because we can hear you guys too.
Oh, okay.
As always, council, remember conflict of interest. If you have anything that you feel you should be voting on, let the rest of the council know. Need a motion to approve an amended agenda. Going to add personnel item H, and that will be to add Hunter Kuchin, full-time airport manager, $17.09 an hour, fourth step, effective June 8th, 2026.
I make a motion to approve an amended agenda, including new item under personnel item H, for the hire of Hunter Kuchin, a full-time airport manager, $17.09 an hour, fourth step, effective 6/8/26.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, question. How do you spell that last name? Kuchin. C or K?
C.
Cutchin.
Good. I knew I had it wrong. Thank you.
Anyone else? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the May 18th council meeting?
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the May 18th council meeting.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. And a motion to approve the bills in between.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills in between for $163,431.27.
Second.
Discussion? JR. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. And a motion to approve the current claims.
I make a motion to approve the current claims, $102,165.44.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Communications from the public. Is there anyone here that would like to address the council tonight? All right. We'll move on to our council updates. We have one update from the Shedco Executive Director, Andrea Powers. And a reminder, Andrea, that we have a public hearing at 5:40, so it's 5:34.
No?
Oh, here comes Chris.
It takes a minute for it to
Warm up.
there you go.
There you go.
Break out and
Got
song.
Just when you got there.
Chris to the rescue. This isn't really an update for Shedco, it's a proposal, and I know we need 2 hearings. I was approached by Jennifer Seedsma with West River Planning District, I'm sure you all know her, and Retail Strategies about doing a community engagement process for marketing in the downtown area of Hot Springs. And I passed out a very brief document that gives you the deliverables, the 5 deliverables, a customized market analysis using mobile data technology. If you've Bob and I just had a conversation about this a couple of weeks ago. It's very extensive, so if we have retail gaps in our downtown area, if we have retail leakage to other areas, so like if people are going to Rapid City to shop with furniture, for furniture or shoes, we can figure that out through cell phone data, because where your cell phone is, you are, and everybody knows that. So, for instance, the report that I provided to Bob and Ariel was golf course data, and it showed what kind of inflow we had coming to the golf course and what they did after the fact, after they golfed, and how gave average times for how long they stayed there. We can figure that out, or this company can figure that out for us to determine what we're missing, what kind of gaps we have in our downtown retail district. They will provide us with a 5-year strategic plan to address those things. It wouldn't have anything to do with the comprehensive plan. It's strictly a marketing plan. It would launch a local action team for sustained implementation of those things that we decided were valuable to us. And personally, I think it's a pretty good time because we've already dealt with, or I should say the city has already dealt with all the infrastructure and many of the beautification issues that we had. So it's a good time to drill down and think about what's next for us in the next 5 years. Ongoing technical support and a small business support are the 5 deliverables that they would give us. Basically, they look at what needs we have in our downtown area, and they provide us an inventory of our businesses, the space available, and strategic planning based on the dark market data that they produce, and it would all be free to us. Jennifer would be the lead on this project. Retail Strategies would be the consultant. And the biggest the only investment that I can see is time, and that would probably be Ariel and myself working on that. She's been a part of all the Zoom phone calls and meetings so far. I'm sorry she couldn't be here tonight to have my back. Is there anything I forgot to say?
No.
Are there any questions about it? I have more information. I just didn't want to drown you in 12 pages.
Does it basically break down if you leave the community and you're going to Rapid or Shadron, whether you're going to like Walmart, going by address and stuff like that? Okay.
And I could get this data for us in increments, like I can address the golf course or some other, or the plunge, but to get a comprehensive plan will cost me a lot of, or I should say Shedco, a lot of money. So, and Jennifer and I have had lengthy discussions about it. It's a new process for her, so our community would be her guinea pig in terms of doing this, but she's quite willing to invest the time and fill in all the paperwork and collect the data. And I told her I would help her with the data. I have received one of these grants before, so I know what's in it. It's not exhaustive. It's an RDBG grant, Rural Development Block Grant.
When is this going to start?
Probably November. We would know before the end of the summer if we receive the grant. The company, Retail Strategies, has done over 200 of these. So they have a pretty good track record. They sent me reports on what other communities have done. And they're pretty interesting. One of them I really liked was Snyder, Texas, and they had a Snyder bucket list. So they put out, for their marketing, the things you can do in Snyder that are like a checklist, boom, 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 boom. And there was sort of a reward at the end if you hit all the hot spots in Snyder.
Are you going to have a sign-up page on your website, or just go to all the businesses?
You know, they will determine who those focus groups will be composed of. I did not get the impression that it's an entirely open process. Like the last time we did a more general one, it was everybody in the community. This is so drilled down on retail, as far as I can tell.
So it could actually help our merchants here in town determine what would be good to bring in, per se, add shoes to their shopping.
Right, and how to work more closely together. And then there's also The small business support is covered at the very bottom. It says your locally owned businesses will have access to an on-demand led training program to assist them with leveling up their digital footprint.
Andrea, would this work at all with that other software program?
That other software program,
And-
I didn't get that grant.
And before you answer that, we're at our 5:40 public hearing.
I'll cry some more in a minute.
So if you just take a seat, we'll get through the public hearing. We'll have you back up. All right, I have a 5:40 public hearing. I'd like to open the hearing to act on the license application from the Hot Springs Chamber of Commerce for a special sale alcoholic beverage license for the Rockin' Riverside Concert Event to be held on July 11th, 2026, from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Centennial Park, 275 North Garden Street. Is there anyone here from the chamber? No? You want to address this? You can? All right, Brett.
Brett Noctegal, President of the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. Just here for answer questions. It's just part of our regular summer concert series, which we started just this past weekend. Rotary is providing alcohol sales at all the other ones. We chose this one as just a way for us to raise some additional funds for the chamber. So the Rotary is still going to be there selling food, but for that particular one, we're just going to do the alcohols or the beer sales. And we chose this one because it's Ivory, and we did the sales for Ivory this last year when we had the concert behind the Mueller Center. So it's just our one night that we're going to raise funds for it.
Is this an additional concert, Brett, or?
No, it's part of the 6 that we're
Okay,
already
that's
doing.
what
It's just one of the dates.
Okay, thanks.
You just are switching the alcohol provider.
Right. Yeah, the chamber will sell it instead of the Rotary just for that one date.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and you already approved the Rotary.
Right.
Other 5.
Anyone else?
The only question I have, you got server with card. Are you going to be doing wristbands? It wasn't marked or anything like that?
Actually don't know about that, if we're doing wristbands or not. I think we did
Yeah.
the last
Yeah,
time, so I'm assuming.
That's why I was just kind of surprised it wasn't marked on here.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I didn't actually fill out the form. I just thought I could
Okay.
answer questions since I'm aware of it. So, yeah, I'm not sure about that
It's usually
one.
the safest way to do it, so you know.
Right, yeah.
This one starts earlier. Is there something else going on?
I think the time was just set earlier just for the opportunity as we're setting up if people show up. The concert itself will still run from 7 to 9.
Okay.
So I think that extra time, because just when we were like setting up this last weekend, we had a lot of people. Some of the food vendors were already ready to serve at that point. People just asking what's going on, so if they want to hang out, they can.
Cool.
I thought it was because they're older than we are and it's hard to stay up that late.
Possibly. That would help.
There's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah. We did shorten the concerts this year. Last year, when we did our debut, it was a 3-hour time frame from 6 to 9. We started it a little bit later. One, the bands prefer a shorter time frame, but then we also tried to allow some additional time for people to go out to eat in town and that type of thing. So we shortened the time at the park to allow just more community involvement.
Good thinking.
I hope they all don't get rain.
Right, yeah, that was a little wet.
There was a
but-
lot of people honking their horns.
Yeah, the band
Clapping.
were troopers, and so were the people that came out. So, yeah, we still had probably, it's like 60, 70 people show up, so it was pretty good for a rainstorm.
Anyone else? All right. Thank you, Brett.
Yeah, you bet.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thanks, Brett.
We'll go ahead and close the public hearing at 5:44. Then I need a motion to either approve, deny, or postpone.
I'll make a motion to approve the license application from the Hot Springs Chamber of Commerce for a special sale alcoholic beverage license for the Rockin' Riverside Concert Event to be held on July 11th, 2026, from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Centennial Park, 275 North Garden Street.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The motion passes. Thank you. Andrea?
So to answer your question, Bill, I think it would be a great interweaving of processes to market our community. I just found out last week from AARP I did not receive the funding. I set up a meeting with our state, SD State point of contact, who's the person that I communicate with. And we had a Zoom meeting, and she said that they highly approved the grant and pushed it up with high recommendations to the national level. She also said they had over 5,000 applications this year for the funding. So we talked about what might have been wrong with the grant. Possibly there were just so many more in-your-face needs since so much funding has been cut that an app didn't take the priority. We talked a little bit about beefing up my sustainability piece. Sustainability was that Shedco was going to continue to pay for it year after year after year. So that seems sustainable to me. Also, the volunteer piece, we are not designing the app, but we as a community weigh in on what goes in the app as far as the widgets and the information under the widgets. And I had pieces about us doing the development and then having training sessions for older people in the community and a rollout training. So maybe I want to reapply. I'm not willing to give up. That's the deal. I'm thinking about applying to SD Community Foundation, but I want to talk to them first to see if it's really a good fit for what they want to fund.
But if we should get it at some point, the two would.
I think it would be a great mesh. I think it would be a great mesh. And whatever the results are of course going to be useful to Shedco and the city.
Thanks.
So maybe I don't need approval. Or do I?
That was my question for you. What do you need from the city?
Well,
at
Ariel
this
asked
point?
me to come and talk to you.
Okay.
And explain it. I am applying for grant, or I'm contributing to the application. Jennifer's doing it. Her name is on the document.
And you're applying for it?
Unless you say no.
But I don't know that we have to give you authority. It's all I was trying to specify. You're not having the city apply for it.
No, the West River Planning is applying for it, but you are technically the recipients of all these products.
Different than the Black Hills Council of Local Governments?
No.
Okay, because you keep saying.
I'm sorry, West River Planning, it's old, yeah, it's the old name, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But
I would definitely give you my support, but I don't know if you actually need.
I'll talk to Jennifer and see what she has to say, and if she thinks we need it, then I'll come back.
I could see.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
And is this like a first hearing then?
We don't need hearings unless the grantor requires hearings, but council can't make a decision on something that's presented at this
Until the
meeting.
next one.
Yeah.
And I understood that.
Until specifications are met, then we
Okay.
can vote on it if necessary.
I'll talk to Jennifer and see what she has to say, and maybe not.
Yeah, have a conversation from her and see if she needs a council action to authorize going forward with it.
Okay.
My sense is council's on board with the idea. They're excited about it.
It costs us nothing. It's a $50,000.
Well, it helps citizens and those that are in business. So
Right.
There is no loss in any part of that.
They're the ones who come to the table, as far as I can tell. And when I was asked for letters of support, this is the first time I've ever been asked for letters of support strictly from nonprofit downtown retail businesses. Usually it's nonprofits every time. So that was interesting.
But as far as I'm concerned, can't speak for the whole council, but definitely would have my support.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. And if you have questions, I'm happy to send you the full reports.
Council, any questions?
Thanks, Andrea.
Thank you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Thank you.
I do have a question. You had mentioned that if approved, it would start in November.
Somewhere about then.
And looking at your timeline, looks like it'd be about a year to
Yes, they
complete the
come out.
study and put everything together?
They come out and do one market research and meet with all of us. And then the other meetings that they will be having will all be online. The company's either out of Arkansas or Tennessee. Excuse me. So I think towards the beginning, will be their week-long stay out here.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for giving us that.
Andrea.
Were you going to give me your copies?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Do you want my copy? You can have my copy if you want yours.
No, I know where the...
With your scribbles, though. Don't want to lose your scribbles.
They're not bad. Do you want the agenda back?
All right, moving on to personnel actions. Can I get a motion to approve personnel actions A through H?
Make a motion to approve personnel actions, items A through H.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Can I get a motion to approve Resolution 2026-17?
Make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-17, project authorized official CDBG-WWTF improvements.
Second.
I would say Craig.
Discussion?
I think identical timing.
All right.
It doesn't matter.
And you went with Craig?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good enough.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. On to our new business items. New business item A. Can I get a motion to set a special meeting on Tuesday, June 9th at 9 a.m. at the Mueller Civic Center?
Make a motion to set a special meeting on Tuesday, June 9th at 9 a.m. at the Mueller Civic Center to canvass the 2026 municipal election results and declare the results by resolution.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. New business item B. Can I get a motion for a request for FAA approval of agreement for transfer of entitlements?
Make a motion to request for FAA approval of agreements for transfer of entitlements, $150,000 of 2023 entitlements from Hot Springs Airport, HSR, I believe that should read,
Yeah, that's autocorrect. Thank you.
to Black Hills / Clyde Icefield, SPF.
Second.
Discussion?
Can you explain this?
I believe Ariel provided,
She may not have sent it to everybody, did she?
I can give a brief. We don't have any major projects for the airport, and we get $150,000 in entitlement funds from the FAA each year. And if we don't use those funds within 5 years, those funds go away. So we are asking the FAA, essentially giving those funds for 2023 to another airport, because I think this is Spearfish Airport.
Right.
Because they do have a large project. This is a common practice, so that in a future year, when we do have a large project, and it will probably be when we rebuild our entire runway, which will be about $1.5 million, if not a $2 million project, we'll have the opportunity then to reach out to other airports that have expiring entitlement funds and request those funds. And so because we have been gracious to give up expiring funds to other airports, then we have a really good chance of getting other expiring funds from other airports. So
Okay.
We have been the recipient of transfers
Yeah.
in the past.
Is there a top out on that? As far as getting from other airports to help ours?
I don't know if there is a maximum. If I think it probably depends on how big the project is, but I'm kind of starting to speculate at that point. I'd have to check with KLJ on that. So I'm going to stop talking now so that I don't get into Speculationville.
I hear you.
And Gary, I believe you had a conversation with
I
Charlie
talked
with
to,
KLJ.
I asked Ariel about that because I didn't understand it. And so she said that she'd have Charlie reach out to me. And so he did. And my understanding is essentially what Bill was telling us. Was it 5 years? I was thinking that Charlie maybe said 3 years. You can accumulate up to 3 or 4 years. And if you don't use that, then it's going to expire. It's going to go away. And then it starts all over, not at $1, but you accumulate $150,000 after that expires, so it keeps on going. So we're really not losing out on anything. And I saw that we said this was going to Spearfish, but when I talked to Charlie, he said it's going to another airport. I think he suggested Spearfish, but I don't think that was a for sure deal.
I would think it has to be specific because the request for approval has the airports listed on it.
Yeah, I saw that.
So,
Yeah, that kind of confused me a little bit. But so my question is, are we losing out on something? The answer to that question is no, we're not. And as far as needs, our next major project, we'll probably have some shorter term projects before the redo of the runway, depending upon what happens in growth. At the airport, we may need to do some dirt work and maybe extend some taxiways in order for hangar building projects, but to see what the need is and whether, so, yeah, does that help at all?
Yeah, I think on the capital improvement plan, we do have another taxi lane extension is our next project other than runway maintenance, which isn't due yet. But that's far enough out that these funds would still expire, so.
He talked about the engineering for that was started in 2027, and it was planned for 2029. That's, if I'm remembering everything that Charlie told me the other day.
Yep.
So
it's, in essence, it's the FAA helping us all being good stewards of the federal funding.
And I asked her, how does that work? What's our participation? He said it's generally a 90% FAA and 5% county and 5% city. Does that sound right?
State.
5% state, 5% city.
Thank you. So, I'm comfortable with it.
Anyone else? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The motion passes. New business item C, can I get a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign the revised golf cart event rental agreement and liability waiver?
I make a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign the revised golf cart event rental agreement and liability waiver with the Hot Springs Chamber of Commerce.
Second?
Deb?
You're going to give it to Deb?
Oh, I heard her before I
Okay.
started speaking.
All right. Misty, can you give a little update on this?
my understanding is after the council approved the last agreement, there was a change on the delivery, and so it's only a Section 6 cost where there's any changes to the agreement you already approved. This is a rental fee of $25 plus an additional $15 fee for delivery per cart. Should the chamber coordinate its own pickup and drop off, only the rental fee will apply. So that is the change.
And my understanding is they did pick the carts up on their own.
Yeah, I think it was a great event, and the carts were helpful and useful, and it all went well.
All right.
I saw quite a few folks using those.
All in favor?
I did see a cart going down. Are they supposed to, if they're on the city carts, are they supposed to be using seat belts? Are they equipped with seat belts?
The carts are not equipped with seat belts.
Okay, I was wondering because I saw a cart coming towards me. It had 4 people in the front and several in the back. You could barely see the cart.
It could have not been one of our carts because Chamber board members drove our carts. Did other people have carts of their own? No? Oh,
Okay.
It was a big party and no one wanted to be left behind.
That's it.
Yeah, because they were all hanging on for dear life.
All in
Don't
favor?
sound very safe.
Well, no, it wasn't very, I could barely see the car. I could see the roof of the cart.
Sounds like a discussion for the chamber.
It does.
Yeah.
They heard the comment.
Okay.
Do we have any numbers as to how many showed up that night?
we don't.
No.
This is just the agreement you're voting on tonight.
Pretty full from one end of town to the other, though.
Yeah, it was.
Thought it was a good event.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The motion passes. New business item D, can I get a motion to acknowledge a notification of raffle from Philanthropic Educational Organization?
I make a motion to acknowledge the notification of raffle from Philanthropic Educational Organization, PEO, who is selling raffle tickets in local stores and at some area events for $20 each, with the main prize being a free hot air balloon ride or two. The money raised will be used to support scholarships, grants, and loans for women's education and for the PEO's budget. Drawing will be held on 9/5/26.
Second.
Linda? Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. New business item E, can I get a motion to acknowledge notification of raffle from the Hot Springs Ministerial Association?
I make a motion to approve and acknowledge the notification of raffle from the Hot Springs Ministerial Association, who is planning a 50/50 raffle during the Arts and Crafts Festival from 6/26 to 6/28. Raffle is part of fundraising efforts for expansion of the food pantry building. Winner will be drawn 6/29/26.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. New business item F. Can I get a motion to approve a future supplemental appropriation of an additional $10,000 from the Liquor, Lodging, and Dining Fund?
I'll make a motion to approve a future supplemental appropriation of an additional $10,000 from the Liquor, Lodging, and Dining Fund, Building Repairs and Maintenance Budget 211-21100-42520 for the immediate and necessary repair of the Mueller Civic Center roof.
Second.
Discussion?
How do we determine which fund that will be taken from?
It's a statute and ordinance that our liquor, lodging, and dining fund is for the repairs and maintenance of the auditorium and or the depot.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The motion passes. Can I get a motion to approve new business item G, approve an automatic budget supplement of $15,000 to the general fund?
Make a motion to approve an automatic budget supplement of $15,000 to the general fund, general government buildings, building repairs and maintenance budget 101-41920-42520 for the City Hall Drainage Mitigation and Structure Stabilization Project Phase 1. Reimbursement revenue received from the South Dakota State Historical Society Deadwood Fund Grant number 26-DW-05.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. New business item H. Can I get a motion to approve an automatic budget supplement of $101,224.58 to the additional sales tax fund?
Make a motion to approve the automatic budget supplement of $101,224.58 to the additional sales tax fund, airport improvements. 212-21200-5420 for construction of the AWAS 3 project, reimbursement revenue received from the AIP grant funding number 3-46-0020-19-2025, reimbursement number 6.
Second.
On that first fund, I believe that's 45420. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. New business item I. Can I get a motion to approve an automatic budget supplement of $995.63 to the water fund?
Make a motion to approve an automatic budget supplement of $995.63 to the water fund, building repairs and maintenance, 602-43350-42520 for roof repairs at the Happy Hollow Water Booster Station, revenue received from SDPAA claim number GC 202-512-53725.
Second.
I think JR got it.
Okay.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The motion passes. And our final new business item J. Can I get a motion to approve travel training request from City Administrator Ariel Ellison?
Make a motion to approve travel training request from City Administrator Ariel Ellison to attend HR and FO schools June 9 through 12 in Oklahoma.
Second.
I had a question. I see on her application that Rebecca's name is on here too.
You already approved Rebecca's. You had to early so she could apply for scholarship. She didn't get any
Okay.
this
That was
time.
probably the meeting that I missed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
okay. All right.
Anyone else?
But she is also attending, so it'll be
Okay.
a little light that week.
All right.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The motion passes. On to committee reports. First committee report, Administrative and Finance, JR. Gary?
Admin and Finance will meet June 8th at 1 PM here at the Mueller Civic Center. All are welcome.
Thank you. Custer Fall River Regional Waste Management, Craig?
You know, I forgot to look, but I'll try to tell you, none of you guys come to it anyway, but I'll try to get it at the next meeting when it is.
I believe it's July 9th, 6 PM
I
at the
think
Mueller
that's right,
Center.
Yeah,
That sounds about right?
July 9th, 6 PM, Mueller Center. You're all welcome.
We have such competent representation.
Yeah, you're so full of it, Bob, your eyes are turning brown.
Historic Preservation, Deborah?
Historic Preservation meets this Wednesday, June 3rd, 5 PM at City Hall.
Thank you. Parks, Recreation, and Beautification, Linda, Randy?
We meet this Wednesday, the 3rd, at 1 PM at the Mueller Civic Center.
Thank you. Planning and Zoning, Deborah?
Planning and Zoning met 6 PM on Wednesday, May 20th. Present were Don Olstad, Wesley Foss, Lillian Heidebrink, Tracy Bastian, James Forboard, myself, Christine Heidebrink, Ty Hill, and Sean Heil. We had guests Lori Engstrom and Glenn Engstrom. Motions were made and approved for things. Communication from the public. Lori and Glenn Engstrom were there to discuss regarding intent to build on the golf course, the access to their lot, and the city requirements, et cetera. So they were given advice and where to go. Under old business, I need to come up with something here. Gosh. I guess not. Sorry. The Llewellyn Track 1 and 2, it was decided to delay approval of that plat in order to further assess the sewer line on the plat. Number 2 is Boulder Falls Business Park drainage issue. This is down between Cooters and I think it's Dakota Stone. It was a long time ago divided into a little cul-de-sac called Barn Owl. And then the land was divided into 4 parcels that surrounded that. And now they want to get rid of that little cul-de-sac and put the land back together. But there's been drainage issues that needed to get fixed before that would be approved. So there's more discussion regarding Barn Owl and decided not to make any adjustments or decisions until the potential easement situation is decided by the property owners. Under new business, there was a resolution to rename Hillcrest Drive to Jasper Ware Drive. Apparently, there are 2 Hillcrest Drives in the county. This one in particular is where you drop off of the truck bypass to go down to the city shop. And then there's right before you get to the city shop.
What shop is that?
Excuse me. It turns to the right, and that was Hillcrest Drive. And that's where they want to change it to Jasper Ware Drive. And they talked about changing it to Jasper Ware Drive all the way from the truck bypass, but it comes straight across from South 20th Street, and the city wants to retain that address. So at the intersection, it will change to Jasper Ware Drive. And that is about 550 feet from US Highway 18. And the next meeting is June 17th, 6 p.m. at City Hall, and the meeting was adjourned at 7:20 p.m.
Will that resolution be coming to the council then? Should I prepare for that?
I guess we should.
Okay.
Can I ask, what is the difficulty with that name? I know you said there's 2, but it's not in the same community, right?
Well, it's in the same county. The request came from the courthouse, the woman who names all the roads.
Stacy Martin?
Stacy Martin,
I don't
yes.
think
She
named
requested
it. She does the
that
map.
we not have 2 of them in the county.
For 911 emergency response purposes.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
That was the concern, I think.
Anyone else? Do we need to update signage at the city shop?
I think you
No.
have to pass the resolution first. Oh, the city shop.
Oh.
At
At the city shop. Little slur there, I need a drink.
I think you had too much now.
Maybe that's the problem.
It's just tea, but my throat's dry.
Thank you, Deborah. Safety, Bill, JR.
Safety Committee will meet this Thursday, June 4th, 1 p.m., but the location has changed to the South Annex, 709 Jensen Highway.
Thank you. Public Works, Dave, Greg.
Public Works met on Tuesday, May 26th. Excuse me. Present was Deborah, Craig, Bob, Ariel, Dave, Jason, Tracy, Billy, Sean, and Wes. I didn't get the engineers' names, so I didn't write them down.
Jim Jones.
Yeah, and the girl, I didn't. Yeah, his partner. There you go. Started new business, there's nothing before that. The water treatment plant, we talked about water, not the water the water coming from the Hawaii Dam to Rapid, south to us. And when it comes down to us, it'll go across 7-Eleven Road and then into Hot Springs. But there's no date on that. They just talked about, the engineers was here talking to us about that water line. We belong to that. And I don't remember the name of that.
Western Regional Water
Yeah, that's it.
Supply.
Had a girl.
Okay.
That's what we
Yeah.
belong to. And that's what we talked about then. Then we talked about patriotic thing, painting and fire hydrants. That's quite a discussion. And I never really think anything got settled. We talked about maybe just doing downtown, patriotic, and then the residents, because they're painting them now as they flush them and stuff. So we never really came to a conclusion what we was gonna do. We did?
Yeah.
Well, Craig didn't write it down.
My understanding is the recommendation is to not allow the patriotic painting, that the water department is going through painting the hydrants and painting them the appropriate color for the flow for each of the hydrants. And there was some concern about different colors. So
Yeah.
the recommendation was to not
Not to do it?
to do it.
So we're not gonna do that.
If anybody wants to know, the main reason is because they're color-coded for the fire department. Some of them put out a flow that they can just hook up onto and utilize. Other ones don't have enough flow, and if you confuse the two and you suck one dry, you could actually collapse our water main. So with that, in accordance with actually having enough time to let people know what caps need to be what color, we figured it would be better for us just to pass on this year than to actually have a issue down the road that could be very costly.
Isn't it also a violation of, I don't know if it's a U.S. law, but it's flag protocol to paint a U.S. flag on a object?
That was not brought up, and I do remember in the past that there is something to that. I can't refer to that.
It's not followed very close. It's not followed very closely, but
Because it's not a law, it's kind of like a recommendation. I remember my daughter's 4-H class, they were asked by someone who came and did a talk about flags, are there any laws about the way we should treat our flags? And there's not. There's protocol, there's recommendations, but.
Yeah. Just like it's not recommended that you wear clothing that is representative of the American flag in that kind of a situation.
I agree with you, the safety aspect of the color coding of the caps to indicate the gallonage that it'll deliver doesn't need to be messed with.
Yeah, and that is basically, it's just a safety situation, and on the second hand, it could also be a very costly mistake. Just the hydrants alone could cost you up to $4,000, and that's just a hydrant, and if you collapse the line, it can go anywhere. So that's why the recommendation was to pass. Go ahead, Craig.
Okay, number 3. We talked about the agreement with Romies for the wastewater treatment ponds. I don't really know what I could say about that. The only thing I brought up about that is because if we had too much water, I asked the question about, they said we could dump it into Cheyenne. Me, I asked if we had to make a pipeline from Coffee Cup to the Cheyenne. And Tracy said something about it'd flow down there. When I was coming back from Chattering, when you come up the hill from Cheyenne, there's a 20-foot ravine from the road all the way to the hill. They'd have to fill that before it'd go into the Cheyenne. So, you know, I guess it could happen. I don't know. A guy needs to really look at that just in case.
I know a number of years ago, that ravine that you're talking about, if there's a lot of rain, that's...
It's full of water.
Yeah, it's full of water.
It's almost empty now.
Oh, okay.
But, and I always thought is because the flood irrigation, he flooded and what runoff went in there, but I don't know that for a fact. Then we talked about where the buildings are gonna be out to the ponds. And the one pond being split. Am I missing anything?
Nope.
And then number 4, we talked about poo pits. Y'all wondering what that is, aren't you? They're like manholes for the sewer manholes. They're made of plastic, and the ones now are concrete. And these are supposed to be about the same price. They're more safe for our workers to utilize, have to get in, and things won't plug up and stuff like that. So they're pretty interesting looking. Prices looking about the same as what we use now.
So what would be considered the capacity, or the longevity of the plastic ones as opposed to the concrete?
100 years is what they're stating, because it is a certain type of polymer plastic.
Okay.
And it's a one piece. And actually the savings in it is the fact of low maintenance instead of actually having to have a whole crew out there. Basically, one person could install it very safely without having to worry about collapses and stuff like that as it's being built, as it stands now, in the way we do it now.
And I was thinking about this as I looked this over tonight. I don't know how the rings on the top of the plastic thing is, but now, if a snow plow or blade hits that, tears the ring and everything up. So I don't know if this plastic comes clear to the top, or if there's concrete ring on top of the plastic or what, but if plastic's right at the top of the ground with the lid, if it gets hit, it's gonna bust that whole thing up, I would think.
There is a cement pad where the ring goes. As we know it, the way that it's set up on the top for the manholes is still the same. It's the actual structure on the inside. The way it's designed, you actually utilize what we utilize now.
Yeah, am I correct in my understanding that there's only one company that's making this? And does that have potential problems on down the road, say if they were to go out of business?
Yeah.
That we don't know.
I heard that today, so it might be something to just, be aware of, that's all.
Right.
Another thing that was positive about the design was that there's no lips like there are with the concrete or block ones, and makes easier access for the cameras to get.
And it's easier to jet. A person could actually jet because it comes down into like a bowl, just like a bottom of the biggest mixing bowl you can imagine. And there is no lip on the outlets, so you could actually put a camera down inside it, and it can go, just take off from there right into the pipe.
Yeah, where now they have to actually go down with the camera
You
and get it
actually have
over
to
the
put
lip
a
before
human
they
being
can.
inside there in order to make sure the camera gets into the line.
Right,
Everything I heard and understood was positive.
yeah.
But I know that I have bought things, and then 5 years from now, the company's out of business, and then I've got some of the stuff where I'm at.
I know that they have been manufactured for a while. There is somebody that I know in another state that utilizes them, but on a smaller scale. I'm not talking about what the city would be using, but on a smaller scale. But like you say, but there is no guarantee with anything. But if it is successful and a particular company has a financial issue or whatever, it's usually bought out and picked up by somebody else. So,
And they're supposed to last for 100 years, so
Yeah.
we won't worry about it till then.
Aren't we
So
all?
was our PVC pipe that we just had to
Yeah.
replace down North River Street.
well, and that's the thing. That's something that we need to think about, because you're actually talking about merging plastic with plastic, which works better than cement, steel, anything like that to plastic, because you have a different way of merging the two pieces together.
Yeah, that poly B pipe, that was the latest and greatest thing right up until it wasn't.
Yep. It's like anything else. It's the latest and greatest thing.
And
I will be the first to admit my statement would be, we've got to watch to see if it proves itself.
Are there any other communities that we're aware of or that they shared that are already using these that we could reach out to?
They did say that they've sold an X amount, but to be honest with you, I can't reference that.
Okay.
I don't know.
the only thing I would think still, like Dave said, that has a concrete with the metal lid, if you hit that concrete that's attached to the plastic, something's gonna give. And before is concrete all the way down, so, you'd have to replace, if you have to replace the plastic thing, you have to dig it all up. Whatever. I just don't know. I need to do more research myself.
Yeah, we'll have to see whether or not it proves itself.
And anyway, with that, 1 o'clock Tuesday, June 30th at the Mueller Center, you can all join us.
Don't come for the poo pits, because I don't think they'll be there.
They're supposed to have one. I seen them load one in the back of the pickup at City Hall.
Dave, anything you want to add?
Nope, I think he covered it all between the two of us. I think we got it done.
Any other questions for Dave or Craig? Thank you.
Oh, one comment, sorry about that, Bob. Gary, you asked me the other day how many they're flushing as far as the fire hydrants. They got 20 this last month.
20 left?
No, 20 this last month.
Oh, great, thank you. Thank
So
you for
the
that
15 to
information.
20 quote that I had told you once before that we discussed is still holding true.
Thank you for the follow-up, I appreciate that.
Yep.
All right, Ariel's not with us tonight, so we'll move on to Finance Officer report. Misty?
She did provide a really cute newsletter called The Current, so take a look at that.
Yeah, it was good.
In my monthly finance officer report, you have financial reports through May 26th. That doesn't include the entire month of May, just due to timing. As I mentioned in my previous month's report, the city did receive the remittance of about $560,000 from the county, which was the first half of the 25 pay 26 property tax payments, delinquent property tax collections, special assessment payments, and some motor vehicle license fees. Those funds provided a welcome boost to the year-to-date balance in the general fund, which is out of the red now, if you look at that report often. In addition, the 2026 municipal sales tax collections across the funds 101, 211, 212 are currently up, also about 11.5%, or just shy of $90,000 compared to the same time last year. A review of the cash balance report shows the Evans Plunge Mineral Springs operating at a negative cash balance of $61,805. We need a stronger than average tourism season to improve the fund balance by the end of 2026, but I am hopeful that seasonal revenues will trend positively. The rate adjustment approved by council for 2026 at that facility were both necessary and overdue, as the prior rate structure was obviously not financially sustainable long-term. So thank you for making that tough decision. As the year progresses, we'll continue to monitor and review the monthly financials. Your insight, observations, and questions are appreciated, so please don't hesitate to reach out if any arise. Our 2025 audit report will be presented at the June 15th meeting. As we've done in the past, a full readout will be provided beginning at 5 p.m. for those interested. You're not required to be there, it's not part of the regular meeting, but you're invited. She will also give a brief presentation during the regularly scheduled meeting, which begins at 5:30. I'm currently awaiting the completed report and hope to distribute it to all council members by no later than June 11th. So please take the necessary time to review the documents and consolidate any questions prior to the meeting, because we're trying to keep that preliminary meeting at 30 minutes. So it'll be helpful if you have your questions prepared. As a heads up, the June 15th meeting will also have the first contingency transfer resolution and supplemental appropriation ordinance for 2026. We established this semi-annual schedule for these types of budget adjustments. Contingency is general fund budget authority already factored into the annual budget. However, expenditures cannot be made directly from it. So transfers to general fund expense accounts must be approved by resolution. And then the supplemental appropriations are additions to the budget and require the use of either reserve funds, which we sometimes call cash on hand, or additional unplanned revenue sources such as grants or donations. You will be asked to approve the annual budgeted operating transfers from 602, 604, and 612 to the general fund at this next meeting as well. Talk about a few of the law changes stemming from the 2026 legislative session that directly impact municipal governance. These take effect on July 1. One bill of particular interest to municipal leaders is HB 1245, which authorizes the Community Area Projects Program, or CAPS. This is the legislation that allows municipalities to enact a temporary up to 1 cent sales tax dedicated solely to voter-approved public improvement projects. We have to have approval from at least 60% of municipal voters in order to move those projects forward. Additional legislation affecting municipalities related to building permits, TIFs, open meeting laws, elections, and property taxes were also passed during the session, and we continue to review these changes and monitor their long-term impacts on our municipal operations and administrations. I talk a little bit about the work we're doing in finance to prepare for our 2027 municipal budget. We just wrap up 2025 with the audit. We're living in 26, and now we're planning for 27. So it's hard to keep up sometimes. I did propose a couple meeting dates, and it sounds like the budget planning meetings work best on Tuesday, July 28th and Thursday, July 30th. These begin at 5. They often extend several hours. If we need additional meetings, we can schedule them, but we start with 2. While the meetings are open to the public, department representatives and outside organizations are not asked to present their budget requests during these sessions in order to maintain focus and efficiency throughout the process. But we do have time to ask additional questions if those come up and as needed. Big day tomorrow, Election Day. The polls will be open from 7 to 7. This year, all city boards will vote at the Bison Center located at 1747 Lincoln Avenue. They got some great signs outside directing folks. Online, there's been some maps circulating. Hopefully no one has any trouble finding the location. I hear there's going to be members of the school there to guide voters to the correct place and make sure that any questions they have are answered, so that'll be fun to get some young folks involved in that day. I'm looking forward to seeing that. As a reminder, a special meeting will be held Tuesday, June 9th, which is the last day by law that we can canvass the results of the election, so be there, be square, 9 a.m. Tuesday morning. And also a reminder, the last day to RSVP for the upcoming SDML budget training workshop to be held in Rapid City on June 17th is tomorrow. The meeting goes from 10 to 2. It provides elected officials and finance employees with the tools they need to create and maintain the annual municipal budget. Both Rebecca and I plan on attending that meeting, so you will see a travel training request on the next agenda for us to go. It'll be her first, and I think it's important that somebody from finance attend with her, and since Ariel's been to the last couple trainings, I'm gonna go with her. They are good trainings. If any of you are interested, please let me know, and we'll get you registered tomorrow when we register. And just to wrap up, I appreciate the continued collaboration and engagement of this council as we move through another busy budget and project season. Your ongoing review, questions, and feedback remain an important part of maintaining sound financial management and transparent municipal operations, and I appreciate you. That's all I have, subject to any questions on the financial reports.
This isn't a question on financial report, but Mr. If I can circle back for just a minute, if you'll pass this on to Ariel. I thought this was really a nice touch. And this is informative. You can look at this. You got a lot of information right there in a nutshell. And that's good communication. And please pass that on. And I want to just publicly say that, nice.
Good, then you might get more if you like them, so.
Excellent.
Good deal.
Thank you, Gary. Anyone else? Just a couple things for you tonight. Follow up to Misty's comment about House Bill 1245. We had talked about that a little bit before. I'm excited about this. What particularly excites me about it is this is a tax that the taxpayers implement on themselves. They ask to be placed on them because there's a particular project or projects that they feel are important, that they want taken care of, that just don't fit in our normal budget. I like to view this much like the Macaulay Vision Fund. In my mind, this isn't the council going to the Community Area Project Board and saying, we want to see this project happen. It works from the bottom up. The public comes up, up with the ideas and lets the council know what they would like to see happen. And again, it requires an 80% or a 60% vote of the public to implement the tax on themselves up to a penny. So I think this is a heck of a project. Heck of a bill that finally got passed. Misty had mentioned that it had come up a number of times and just hadn't made it. This particular time it did, so I'm excited about this one. Along with that, it's a board of 5 people, someone appointed from the council, and then 4 public members of the municipality. So I'd ask anybody that would be interested in being on that board, please email Misty, Ariel, myself, to let us know that you're interested in being on that board. And we'd like to have that board established by January 1st. And with that, any ideas of projects that you feel like would be a good fit for this particular Community Area Projects program, let us know. Craig had mentioned that we had talked about the agreement with the Romies for the wastewater treatment. To you folks who responded to Ariel's request and let her know what you feel is important to be in the contract, thank you for doing that. We'll begin working on putting that contract together so we can sit down, that agreement together, and sit down with the Romies and settle on what's going to be in that agreement. To move forward with the wastewater treatment plant, we need to have an agreement with the Romies. We need to have a contract with AE2S to design and build the project. And then we also need to have you folks approve the award package from the state. So that's what we're working hard towards, getting those 3 items in front of you so you can decide where you're going to go with that. In my mind, the first thing would be to get the agreement with the Romies in place, then get the agreement with the contract in place. Without either one of those, accepting the award package doesn't do us any good. And when we do that, I suspect it will be another long council meeting. We'll invite AE2S to the meeting to talk about the project and the contract with them. So we're working real hard to get that in front of you. Ideally, it would be at the next council meeting. I don't know that it will be. I've reached out to the state asking them when they anticipate having the award package to us. Hill City hasn't received theirs either. I guess we need to be patient and not upset them. That's all I have for
Motion
you.
to adjourn.
Second.
Randy? Is that Randy?
Yes.
Craig and Randy.
I got Craig. Thank you.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Have a good evening, everyone.